Hi, welcome to another show, Russ on Flowers. I'm your host, Russ. Today we're in our studio and we're talking about flower buddies once again. And we haven't done this in the past, so we wanted to get through all the types of arrangements that Flower Buddy offers. And today we're going to be talking about rose vasing. We've done it on previous shows, but with Flower Buddies in the house now, we thought that we'd share some of their concepts with you, if not all of them, and discuss rose vasing today. All right, we're going to begin by talking about vasing and greening a vase prior to adding the flowers. A lot of times I'll add the flowers and the greens. In this particular document, though, they talk about greening first. So we have our greens here, and it's important to make sure that we don't have any of the greens in the water. It will create bacteria and your flowers will die that much faster. So you want to make sure that when you're using greens, we are peeling back the greens far enough so when they hit the water, they're not actually sitting in the water, okay? When we're adding greens to our arrangement, you want to do it in a circular motion. Now, when these are Christmas greens that we're going to be using, and Christmas greens are very difficult to work with because they form themselves. These are definitely bent in, and so working with them is not going to be super easy. But if you're talking about using them, make sure again that we pull the greens off, surrounding the vase with different greens. So when you're using Christmas greens, again, you want to make sure that the greens aren't touching the water at all. You're going to go in a circular motion. We are using white pine tips and Port Orford cedar. Again, they kind of tilt in, so with arranging them in a vase, you're going to have to, as you go around, face them out. Okay, it's a better show for you to see. This is the front side, so as people are looking at the vase, this is more show. Put them out so it kind of flares out. It's easier to work with. You're going to go in a style and try to crisscross your flowers, okay? So you're making a grid system. When you put the roses in there, it locks them in place, okay? We are now going to move to the diagram and our measuring scale for Flower Buddies. Confused as to why there's an R, don't be. It's for rose vasing only. So again, when you're taking your roses, place them on the scale. Just your measuring tool where the head stops at the line, it goes to the very bottom. You notice that these are a little bit longer than this. You're going to cut them right here. So it's almost perfect. It's like a 1/4 of an inch. So when you cut them at the line, you start in the center. Okay? We have a pretty decent grid, so you're placing them in. There you go. Okay? Cut. Go in and out. It's too short too. Okay, so this is our finished product. As you can see, Flower Buddies isn't too far off in making a beautiful flower arrangement. In fact, they think they're right on. A lot of designers will stagger the sizes, going from small to taller in their vases, but it's another very popular look. These we use Christmas greens, as I said. Roses of Freedom, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I did not have to wire these. A lot of times florists will wire these as well to keep their head standing up. These came out great. All right, it's time for our Q&A section of the show. I want to do a 25th anniversary arrangement for my parents. What kind of flowers am I supposed to use? Thanks. Anthony Alvarez in Vacaville, California. And 25th anniversary is silver. It's your silver anniversary, right? So silver and white. Anything white. So we're looking at a big 25 years. Dear Russ, I centered my wedding around pink peonies for the cake and bouquets, etc. Only to find out that they aren't quite in season yet. Is there another flower I can substitute which looks similar in size, shape, and color? Thanks, Julie Delfini, Austin, Texas. Pink peonies. Okay, so few choices. Size-wise, hydrangeas would be my recommendation. All day. I mean, there's Lisianthus, which is fine. You can use ranunculus as well. those are probably the two that I would recommend if you wanted to go something a little bit smaller. And I wouldn't. Peonies are huge. So yeah, the hydrangeas, ranunculus don't get that big, but they are a great substitute. So those are the ones I recommend. Dear Russ, looking for the name of a flower. It is similar to a bird of paradise with deep plummy red. It is on a thick stalk, which is also red, kind of curved down at the top. Are you talking about ginger? Try looking up ginger or heliconia. You're probably talking about heliconia. There's also hanging heliconias, which are awesome. But that's a real thick stalk. That's probably what you're looking for. That's Stephanie Francis in Long Island, New York. Dear Russ, does the removal of pollen in lilies actually extend the life of the flower? Thanks, Jacqueline in Sacramento, California. And no, all it does is prevent them from pollen falling on the leaves, especially, or the petals, I should say. When they do pollinate, there's a powder, a residue that falls, and it's so dirty, and if you get it on your clothes, it doesn't come out. So you want to remove those before they actually start to pollinate. All right, so hopefully I answered your question, Jacqueline. Dear Russ, what is the average cost of flowers for a wedding? Thanks, Sarah Lembenik in Dallas, Texas. Average cost of a wedding depends where you are in the United States, but we're pushing close to $2,000 to $2,500. That's a national average right now. So, Sarah, hopefully I answered your question. All right, to summarize the show, we were Flower Buddy again today, available at Russ Wholesale Flowers. Also, the roses available at Russ Wholesale Flowers. We have Christmas greens posted on the site now, so stop in and check those out. They're valued extremely well, right? So great arrangement, Freedom Red, okay, Christmas greens, Port Orford cedar, and some white pine tips, all available at Russ Wholesale Flowers, including the Flower Buddy right now, which we carry through the holidays. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time.